All right, so again, thank you all for joining tonight. We're going to go ahead and start our session on Wix. So to get to the Wix site, of course, it's just wix.com, wix.com. So if you have not created a sign-on or attempted to start anything, the first thing you're going to do here is you can click on get started. All right, and again, if you have a login, of course, you can key in your information over here to the left. But we're going to go ahead and do a sign up. All right, so I will tell you before you can change it. You will want to make sure that you do get a business email address, okay? Because when you start to respond and correspond with people, they're more privy to believe that you are a true business if you have a business email address. When things come from like, Gmail, Hotmail, Yahoo, things like that, sometimes they think it's a scam and they don't really want to deal with you, right? So if you have your business name in your email address, that makes it more, or it solidifies it a little bit better for them, right? So I'll tell you for my email address is customerservice@agdesignsonline.com. Okay, so you can purchase a business email address off of Google. I want to say I paid $12 a month or something like that for it. It's not expensive, or it could be $10. I just can't remember, but it's not expensive at all. And again, it gives you an email address that's attached to your business name. And you set it up how you want it to be, right? And how you want the email address to read. So first thing I'm going to go ahead and do is set up or attach an email account to Wix. And this is what you will use to log in with, right? So since I have one, I am going to use I'll just use my RL Randolph one. And I'm going to create my passcode. Okay. And then select sign up. Okay, so let me use my other email address. Oops, I didn't change this one. Now, what I would normally do is go ahead and get my business account email address first, right, for that business, and then use that one as the email address here to sign in with or to sign up with. But I didn't do that before. So again, this is just to walk y'all through too on how to create your site. Okay, so now we're going to go ahead and get started. If you were creating it for a client, you can select the bottom one, but you're doing it yourself. So you're going to go ahead and say get started. All right, so what you're going to do is tell it what kind of website you're creating, right? So we know that this is going to be an online store. So I'm just going to select online store. Now you can get more detailed and specify if it's jewelry, shoes, crafts, what have you. I will say I'm going to do online craft store. And then select next. Okay, then it just tells you, about selling online and how to grow your business, things like that, is available within the Wix application. So I'll select next. So then it's like, what's the name of your store? So I do have, I will be changing the name of my blanks store to Two Beans. Okay, Two Beans Blanks. So I think I'm going to go ahead and start setting up that website over here. So I'm going to just start to type that information here for my store name. Okay, then it asks if I'm currently selling or if I'm just getting started or thinking about it. So I'm just going to go ahead and select that, yes, I am already selling. And then it wants to know what kind of tools to help, or how do you sell, right? So they can suggest additional tools on the next page or so that will help you with your website. So you got online marketplaces. I do social media. I do have an online store built somewhere else. I don't do drop shipping, and I don't have a physical store. So I'm just going to select next. Okay, so how many products will I have? I'm not sure yet. I know it's going to be more than 40. It could be 100 products, right? So I'm just saying I'm not sure yet. And then what do I need to run my online store? So I need for it to be able to calculate shipping for me, sales tax, right? Because you want to make sure with your businesses that you're registering with the state and with the IRS. So you want to get an EIN number. If you're in a state where you need to collect taxes, you want to make sure you get a tax ID. And also register with your state, right? Register your business. So if you're an LLC company or a partnership or whatever it is, just make sure that you register and become legal. I want to make sure that I check the abandoned cart recovery for someone, right? So if they abandon their cart, so I'll be notified. Email marketing. At some point, I do want to run Facebook and Instagram ads. So I'm going to select that. Subscriptions. I'm not too sure. I thought about doing a subscription box, right? Where people can subscribe to like a $10, $15, $20 and probably a premium box. And they just don't know what they're going to receive. But it'll be something based upon that price range, right? Or a little bit more of it. So, but right now I'm just not going to select product subscriptions. So I'm just going to select next. How many people will manage? So for this business, it is going to be another person, but we're just going to use the same sign-in, the login. So I'm just going to say just me, because more than likely I will be the one updating the account, you know, with new product and things like that. All right, so they've already selected what they recommend for us, right? So the online store is going to be built in. They select chat already. Forms I have on my custom account because that allows customers to contact me and ask questions, or if they want to submit a custom order, they create a form on my website where they can communicate with me that way. You might want to have a forum where you can have like a community where you kind of blog or start conversations. So that's totally, you know, up to you. And you can always activate things later too. And then as you can see here, there are different things that you can do down here, right? So there's bookings, events, blogging, things like that. If you want to do subscriptions and memberships, have videos and things like that. So I'm going to select online programs because I may end up moving my training site over here or being able to connect my training site through here. So that's about it. Or I'm going to select videos also because I might want to do some videos through here too. But you can select whatever you like from this page, okay? Then I'm going to select next. Okay, then it's going to ask if you've created a website before. So for me, yes, I have created a few sites. I'm not a professional at it. I build according to my taste, right? So I'm just not a professional. So here you can let Wix create your site or you can do it yourself. And with you doing it yourself, you're going to select a template and it will kind of guide you and walk you through. Now, the template, when you select how you want everything to display on your website, say for example, and I'll show you this in a minute, when I go to select this one template, it's going to look as if I sell purses or something, right? And it will pre-populate collections already for me. Now, collections are like folders. So say you're selling tumblers, t-shirts, journals, images or whatever, you can create these collections that are titled those specific items. And then when you upload product, you attach it to the collection. So it's just like putting it in an assigned folder. So it's going to give you, when you select a template, it is going to give you a starting point. Now you can delete the items that they put out there. So again, you're basically mimicking one of these sites you select. So you're not selling these products, so you're going to want to delete it and get it off of your site so that you can upload what you want for yours. But you have, and let me just minimize this so you can see. So you have various kinds of sites, right? So, and views and displays that you can use as a starting point. So there is a arts and crafts store, but I want mine to look like something similar to like the stationery store, of how it looks and is displayed, or something that has like more of the options for products to be listed. So let's just see what else we have out here. So when I first started out building my customs website, I only sold jewelry. So I used one of the jewelry store templates, but then I've morphed off, right, into other things. So there are various templates out here for you to use. So let's see. I am going to, let me just look at one more page here, because there was like an accessory page out here that I liked that display. It had like purses and things on it, but I liked the way it was displayed. So I want to see if that's still available out here. No. Okay, I'm just going to end up selecting something and then I can always change it. Okay, so I'm just gonna select, I think, that stationery store, because I just kind of like how things on is displayed, right? So if I just want to view it first. So this is how it is set up. I kind of like it, kind of don't. Let's see what this looks like. No, so okay, I know which one I'm gonna go, and it was on, I think, this second or third page. It was accessories. I'm just gonna select first. It's a toss between the jewelry and the accessories. Let me just go ahead and I'm gonna select this accessory store just to be able to take you through this. And like I said, you can select, you can change your templates, all of that. You don't have to stick with the same one. So it'll take a few minutes. It goes through this. And so don't be alarmed, because like I said, it will take a couple of minutes for it to go through to bring up the actual page or template for you to be able to design for yourself. Even when you're trying to edit your site. So after you have it all created and you want to make additional edits to it, so you want to change your background colors and things like that, you will need to click on like edit your site, and it will go through that same process of showing you those little squares and triangles and things. And it may take a couple minutes for it to actually go through and come up. So don't be alarmed with how long it may take, okay? So this is the site that I'm gonna start to create and design it for myself, right? So as you can see here, there are things that are like, when you start to click in, you'll see they have different words and stuff set up, right? So once you double click on something, then you can kind of name it what you want. So they've called this tote, you know, for here, I would change this to be 2 beans, right? 2 beans blanks or something like that. So we're gonna come back to this piece, but I just wanted to show you first, when you select your template, this is what it will look like. And I like to go through and set up the website first, meaning the back office piece, like getting all of the business information in, getting your products in, and then I do this piece last, right? Because then it's going to show my display of everything that I've uploaded. So to do that, we're going to go back to go to dashboards. When you select Wix, just hover over Wix and then select go to dashboard. And then we're going to select save site because I do want to save this right now. Wix will give you a free domain, or you can go out and purchase your own domain. Right now, I'm just going to let it do the Wix domain. But I will go out there and purchase a twobeansblanks.com or what have you, right? So that's when you want to do your connect your own custom domain, when you've gone out and purchased how you want your URL to display for your business. So I'm just going to select save and continue. Okay, and select done there. Okay, so now when I hover over Wix again and select go to dashboard, oops. So this is your back office. This is your dashboard where you will do all of your setting up of your website. And I'll tell you, this is really quick and easy too. And of course, if you purchase a different type of plan where you're doing a monthly rate, you will constantly get these pop-ups or advertisements when you log in, trying to get you to go ahead and purchase for the year. And therefore they'll have that sale running like 50% off of something or what have you, but they want you to pay for the rest of the year and not have a monthly membership, okay? So when you're ready to start to set up your dashboard, and if you all can mute your sessions to take out some of the background noise, and then of course come off mute when you have your questions, please. So from here, it tells you have 7 steps to do, right, to set up your website. So all you're going to end up doing is going down this list, okay? So to add your product, so for example, the first thing, if you want to start adding your product first, or you can skip that section and just go on down to the next items to get everything else set up in the back office. But I'll just go through the steps in which they have listed here. So to add your product, and it's so easy adding your product in here, okay? So I'm first gonna clear everything out because again, this is a shell template that I've selected, right? So I'm basically trying to mimic what they've done. So what I'm going to do is click that box to select all, and I'm gonna delete all of this. Let me just move this up here. And I'm gonna delete all this because that stuff, those totes and everything, that's not my stuff, my product. So I'm gonna select new product. You have an option to select a digital file for someone to download something, or if you're gonna have a physical product that you're gonna send out, right? You're gonna ship to someone. So I'm selecting a physical product. So what you'll do is you'll select your image, and I'll just go into my folder and probably pull out a Tumblr or something just to to show. So once you click on, and I'm sorry, when you click right here where it says upload media, go and find your picture of something that you want to sell. So if I come in here, I think I have stuff under camera roll, I believe. Okay, so say for example, I'm gonna sell this flask. Okay, so I'll select my flask, and you can select multiple pictures at one time to bring things in. But I just want to show you how, and I'll show you doing that, but I just want to show you how to get one product in and then start to add more to it. Okay. So
can I ask a quick question?
Yes.
So just for like me, like, this is probably one of the reasons why I never did a site yet. And people are like, oh, why don't you do it? Is because I have products that, like my t-shirts or any custom design things, some things are just designed like if somebody requested. So like, yes, I can put that in there. So I have a folder in my phone that has all my stuff that I've made. Is that what I would put in here? Because here's the thing, I have like hundreds of t-shirts,
Right.
hundreds of ideas. I never know who might want that. You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
so
Yeah.
that's where
So
it comes.
you want to post that out here because someone else may want to purchase that, right?
So there's no limit to you can put in there.
No limit at all. Nope.
Okay.
And then once you upload those t-shirts, what you can do is create a collection, AKA folder, that says like custom items, right? Because those were things that were customized for someone else, but you can still sell it. You'll list the price,
Right.
everything for it too, so they can still order it, and you'll remake it and sell it if you don't have them
So
already.
Right. So it's almost like how it's in Design Space, where now when you save your things, you can put it in a collection, or it has
Right.
different, you know what I mean? Like your birthday, and you'll have all the birthday ones, you know?
Right.
Okay.
And so, and
Go
I'll
ahead.
show
Sorry.
you too, just really quick. I'm not sure if any of you have been to my custom site, but I'll just show you how I have mine set up. And again, I started out as a jewelry store, right? So because I selected jewelry at the beginning, that's attached to my my site. So this is basically my homepage, and it's going to be redesigned. But and let me minimize this here. But under my home and shop is where I have all my collections, which are folders in my mind, right? And so I specify the different things that I upload, I attach them to a specific folder. So just like in Design Space, right? You can create your folders or collections and then save your work there, right?
Okay.
So this is what I'm going to show you how to create this way. Now, you don't have to do it like this. You may want your page, like your front page, to have all your items on it, right? Versus having collections and things like this. I just, for my sanity, I like to have various pages or collections, folders, to make it easier for people, because if they're coming to your site to shop, they don't want to have to scroll through all this other stuff, right? So I make it easy for them. So if you're only looking for tumblers, then come down to my Tumblr section, right? And see what I have to offer. And then they can scroll through and see what they want to purchase that way. Or,
that
you know,
would do it.
yeah, you know, t-shirts or whatever I've done. So that's the way that I'm going to show you in setting up your account too. Okay. But like I said, you don't have to do it this way. You can design it however you want to do it. So since I've uploaded this one flask, and I'm just putting this flask in here as if I'm going to sell blanks from here. Okay. Because I already have my custom page. So it will, once you select OK to bring it in, now you have your picture there. And again, you can upload multiple pictures of the same thing. So you might want to show one that you designed just so they can get a feel for, oh, I can do that to it, you know, that kind of thing, right? And then you're going to come down here and now you're going to talk about your product. So you're going to give it a name. So I'm just going to say Diamond Flask. Okay. Now down in description, you can get more detailed. You can put the weight or the size. You can state whether or not it's sublimatable or non-sublimatable, you know, if you do sublimation. So you can get very detailed. So I'll just say this is an 8-ounce non-sublimation flask. Okay. Now, again, you can type whatever you like to type in there. Okay. Then come on down here to your pricing. So, or let me just go up a minute, because you have additional sections, additional information that you can put in here as well. So if you want to add a different informational section here, something to where, like when I do t-shirts and things like that, I will put something extra in where I'll say, you know, you got to be very specific and send me your pictures that you want uploaded or sublimated, you know, sending it to this email address and things like that. So you can get a little bit more detailed. Or like it says, if you want to put your return policy or care instructions. So on here, you know, you can say if it was something sublimatable, I can say, you know, time and temp to sublimate this item is 350 at, you know, 60 seconds or 460 seconds, things like that. Okay, so your pricing, I'm gonna say for this flask, as an example, I'll sell that for $10, right? Now, once you have your site set up, you can come into your product and turn something or put that one specific item on sale, or you can run a sale on your entire website also, right? But if you want to run it on sale just for one particular item, Say you're doing a live and you decide to sell blanks and you're advertising, hey, I have these flasks. I'm going to show you what you can do with it. And if you want to purchase, I'll give you a discount. It's on sale right now. You got to purchase before I get off of this live, right? So you could do something like that. So you can already have it on sale before you go ahead and do your live for your teaching of it to show how to use the product. So I normally only put the price in here. And I also come down to the bottom and do my inventory, okay? So just so I go in line, in order, I should say, you can state here how much it costs you. So maybe it costs me $4 to purchase that, right? If you purchase wholesale, you know, you get a better discount. And it'll tell you what your profit is if you sell it, how much you're going to make on it over what you've purchased it for, and what your margin is, right? So I'm a 60% markup. Custom text here, you can add a custom text field. So again, if you're doing your site for custom orders, then you can put in here, like I was stating before too, if you're gonna do, say you're offering an all over t-shirt, they gotta send you those pictures. So you can specify in here, send those pictures to this email address within so many hours or whatever, right? Or if you have, or you're giving them options of how to create their shirt and be very specific, you can state in here, give in detail or state in detail how you want your shirt design. Give me your colors, you know, how do you want your pictures positioned, you know, things like that. So you can do custom text here. It's not mandatory, but you can do it. You can offer it. Now, I will tell you, if you're building this as a custom site for someone to purchase your completed work, and if you're allowing them to state how they want it customized, make it a mandatory field. So they cannot move forward until they tell you how they want it designed, because it's nothing like chasing down somebody to try and find, okay, you've purchased this, and you want me to make this, but how do you want it done, right? So be very specific, have them be very specific. And that way you're holding them accountable too, because they're writing in here in detail how they want you to design it and what they want, what kind of words they want on it, what they want you to say, how to position it, because you will have people come back and say, well, I didn't say put that on there, or I didn't say to spell it this way. If they type it, that's what you want, right? So versus you writing stuff down after having to track them down and call them or what have you, and then you might misspell something or not take good notes, right? And you start to design it how you think it should be, not what they want. So let them be very specific here and tell you. And then you have your product options, right? So you'll use this a lot when it comes down to jewelry. Like if you're using it for a blank site, you have multiple pieces of jewelry that has like different color leather bands. You might have something that comes in black, red, white, green, whatever. If you're selling bling shoes, like those bling Crocs, you can do it here. So you can specify by adding your options and stating what it is. So we'll say this might be a color, right? So then you're going to say, or if you want to do a t-shirt, then you can do it exactly how they have it listed here, small, comma, medium, comma, large. Otherwise, if you do it by a color, you would say black, comma, red, comma, blue, you know, that way. And then you must select add. Now, you do have your color wheel here that you can select and select your colors from, you know, if you're going to offer something that is colorful. Otherwise, if you're going to physically type it, you type what it is as far as a size or color or whatever it is, and you make sure you put your comma behind the word, okay? And then you just select add. But for this flask, it's just going to be regular, a stainless steel silver flask. Now, when you're selling, you want to turn on track inventory because you don't want to oversell what you have. So especially when it comes down to blanks and things like that. So specify how many you have in stock, right? You can give it a SKU number. Now, I started off trying to do and be a little fancy with all these different SKU numbers and things like that of everything I was offering. And then it became kind of tiring for me, right? So you don't have to put a SKU number in, but it may help you when you're starting out to remember the kind of product that you have or to give you a hint word, because when your orders come in, you will see that SKU number, and that might help you to go ahead to that basket and pull, you know, that particular thing. So I will say, when you're starting out, you might want to do, like for this, I will do S flask, right? So in my mind, that's a silver flask. I know it's not sublimation. So if I had a sublimatable flask, then I would say sub flask, 8 ounce, something like that. So as I'm reading the order form, when I go to my orders listing, it will say that. Now, when you print your orders out, it also will display a picture of what they've purchased also. So that will help you too, right? But if you have, you know, someone, you have your kids working, you've hired someone, you know, putting SKUs on there doesn't help. And then when you have your items on the shelves in your storage area, then you can also put that SKU name there. So, you know, as they're pulling orders, you know, they can look on the shelf and say, oh, I'm looking for, you know, S flask. They go to that one bin and that's where they are. Okay, shipping weight. Please do not forget to put your shipping weight in. I have messed this up many of times where I forgot to put the weight in, and people have actually had items shipped free. I mean, because, you know, it was my mistake. So I wasn't going to go back to them and say, hey, I didn't charge you shipping, right? Or you didn't pay for shipping, but it was my mistake because I didn't say how much it weighed so that the system can calculate how much shipping should be. So always make sure you put your shipping in. So for this, I'll say it's like a half an ounce, right? Or a half pound. So we'll put that piece in. Now, if you were doing subscriptions, then you can create a subscription here, but I'm not. So I'm going to go ahead and select save. Okay, so now I have my one product in, right? Now, something else with your products. So 2 things. Say, for example, I have multiple items that are similar, especially when you're doing tumblers, because tumblers, they all come in different sizes, shapes, and things like that. And you don't want to have to constantly do new product and start from scratch. You want to sometimes work from a shell that you already created. So what you can do is these little 3 dots over here to the far right. If you click on it, you can select duplicate. And what this does is it brings it forward, right? So now I can come out here, take that off and add me a new image, right? So I'll go back to my folder to find me a new image, which I do have like a sublimation image out here. And I had, okay, I think my stuff is under stock that I started doing. That's not here. Okay, I did have a white sublimation flask that I was starting to upload. And I will tell you too, put your stuff on a zip drive, right? To save memory on your computer. So I moved all my pictures off and I have them on a terabyte, but then I sometimes forget to bring my terabyte back into the craft room. So I had started saving again, thanks to my hard drive. So I have to move those back out to my terabyte too. Okay, so I have a little flask here. It's not the round one that I wanted, it's the other sublimation one. So I'm gonna select that one. So whatever you picture you want attached to the note item or the product, you make sure it is selected over here to the left, and then you select add to page. Okay, so now my sublimatable flask is here. So, and again, you can add multiple pictures. So I'm gonna come down here and it says here it's a copy of the diamond flask. So I'm just gonna type over that and put, I'll just say this is 8 ounce sub square flask. Oops. Okay, so now, you know, I still have stuff populated down here. So all I have to do is come in here and make edits versus typing it from scratch, right? So this has helped me a lot, especially when I'm on my custom page, when I'm uploading various tumblers. All I have to do is change the picture out and change the wording on the description of what the product is, because the price is going to be the same, you know, the weight is the same, all of that stuff at the bottom is the same. So it helps me and makes it a little easier and quicker, so I don't have to start everything from scratch. Okay, so you would just come down here. So now this is a sublimation flask, so I'll just delete that piece of it. Pricing. Now, since it's sublimation, I might charge an extra $2 for it, right? So I might say this is going to be $12 instead. And it may have only cost me $3 to purchase it in bulk. So I'll come on down a little bit more. How many do I have? Well, I ordered 20 of these. I have them in stock. I can then put my SKU number in and make sure I change the weight, right? So make sure you all have a scale. And I will tell you, don't just weigh the product. Put the product in whatever you're going to use to ship it, right? So just think of it as this person only wanted to order one flask. Put that flask in one of your shipping bags or your smallest box with your peanuts or whatever else you have to put in that box so that it doesn't move around. Then you weigh that. That will be your shipping weight. I have had to pay more shipping for people than what I charged because I was not setting up my shipping weight right. I was just saying, oh, I'll put this little one flask on the scale, right? And when it comes down to shipping, once I added it to the box and added peanuts and everything else in it so it wouldn't move, then the shipping, or excuse me, the weight was like a pound and something, but I was only charging a half a pound. So then I was eating some of that shipping cost, right? Because it was more. So just make sure that you weigh the entire product how you will ship it. That saves you money. And you want to make sure that your customer is truly paying for their shipping. Okay. So before I select save on this, I'm going to scroll back up to the top here, over to the right. Remember earlier where I talked about collections that are like folders. So what I can do is, because I have a flask, I've also created, I have two different kind of flasks. I'm going to sell tumblers and all that kind of stuff too. Right here, since I'm on this page, I can say create collection, and I can name this flasks, right? And then save it. So now this is attached to the collection folder called flasks. Now I can do the same with the round flask as well by attaching it to that folder. So I will tell you this, if you know that you are going to sell multiple types of items, you will come over here to collections first, okay? And you will start adding all your collections. So therefore, when you start to add your photos and set up the page of how much it weighs, how much you're charging, you can go ahead and check that box and say, add this to that specific collection. So as an example, I'm going to say this collection is going to be tumblers. And I'll save it, although I don't have anything in there yet. And I'm not going to add this to my site yet because I want to keep going. Okay. So when I start to add all my products in, and again, you're going to go out there to your collections first and add all of your folders, right? So keep going. T-shirts, wine glasses, coloring books, whatever it is you're selling, add all those in. So now when I go to add my product, and I'm just going to click on the diamond flask because I'm going to edit this. You'll see over here, now I have a list of collections that I can actually use, right? So I want to make sure that this goes to the flask. And then I'm going to say save. So if all my collections are listed as I'm adding my products, just look over to the right-hand side and select which folder you want that to go into. So when you start to build your website with your colors and how you want things displayed, then they will have your collection so that when someone goes to shop, they'll have that drop down listing, and then they can, go into whichever folder they want to go into. Okay. So this is how you will add products. So again, you can either copy by just clicking on the little 3 dots here to duplicate and then start editing things, or you click on new product. So again, go through, and before you start to add product, click on collections, and then start to add all of your collections, for the folders that you know ahead of time of what you'll be selling. So before you get ready to even start working on this in detail, just take a notebook paper and start outlining, what you think you want to sell, and then categorize them, like what folders you think you want to put those in. Okay. And again, you can have as many as you want out here. So there's no limit to adding your collections. All right, so we can see at the top here, my circle tells me I've done 2 out of 7. So the first thing, I've updated my store type, I've added my product, and again, you'll have more product that you're adding, okay? So now we want to go out down to set up payments. So here is where, if you want to have your site accept credit cards, you would want to select connect here. Okay. And this way, you will be, it's not like you're applying, but it's kind of like you're applying to be able to accept credit cards. So you'll say here, it asks, do you sell any prohibited products or services? So you'll select no, right? And then go ahead and continue. And again, every page walks you through it step by step. And that's what I really, really, really like about Wix. And like I say, Shopify is just a little more, how can I put it? Busy for me. It's a little bit more just cumbersome. It does have everything in steps 2 laid out. But when I was setting up my Shopify account, it was just harder for me, in setting that up than it is with a Wix account. So
the question, Regina, for
yes.
the payments, if you give the option for them to do like credit cards, I know like sometimes PayPal will charge the person who's the buyer, but like for us, let's say we choose credit cards, do we pay a fee? Are we going to be paying?
Yeah.
Okay.
It will take a piece of it. So I'll say as an example, if I sell something for $5, a mug or something for $5, I may pay them 25 cents or 15 cents or something like that. There is a percentage that they do take from you.
Okay.
Yes. And that's the same too with like your Shopify account. If you set up Shopify, they will take a percentage also. Yeah. Other questions? Okay. All right. So then you also have, your Wix point of sale here, where if you accept payment, right? So you might have, what do you call it? Your little machine that you can get from PayPal, or if you have what is that thing called? That point of sale system,
Square.
things like that, or Square. But there's also, and it should be on the next page, I believe, it's where we're going to be able to add, like if you accepting your Sezzle or PayPal for payments, things like that. Okay. So because I do want to accept credit cards, it's telling me here to accept payments and receive payouts to my bank, I must upgrade to a business e-commerce premium plan, right, to continue my account setup. So right now it was thinking that I was just setting up like a regular website, but it's going to make me set up a business account, okay, because of course I'm collecting money as a business. So of course I will select upgrade, and then it's going to want me to go through and choose how much I want to pay, right? So when you go to select, what you want. Like right now they're running a sale. So that's going to be, I'm not sure if this is going to be your permanent price or if it's just what they're running for this first month. Let me see if there's anything else listed on here that says anything. So I would end up selecting anyways the $32 plan. Okay. And it tells you all of your features here where the checkbox are listed, what you will get. Now, then you have a $59 plan, right? So with a $59 plan, it allows you for 3,000 reviews, unlimited products if you're doing drop shipping and things like that. I knew for what I was using this for, I didn't have or wasn't using a lot of these features. So I had selected just Business Unlimited for my customs page. Okay, but you select whichever one is best for you. And starting out, you may want to do the $27 pay account, right? So you do what's best for you after you go through and you see which one, will work for you. Okay. I'm just going to come back over here to this one. I'm not going to set that stuff up yet, but just to show you. Now, if you scroll down a little bit more, here is where you can connect your PayPal account, right? And if you accept manual payments, so if somebody's paying you cash or what have you, you can set that up still here because you're going to end up coming back in and adding that order, right? Because you want to make sure that your system is accounting for everything that you've sold. And then click on select more payment options. And here is where you will find your Afterpay, Affirm, Sezzle, Klarna, all of that. So you just have to make sure you go out to these sites first and apply for these accounts, right? So get you an Afterpay and a Sezzle account. Sometimes it might take up to 2 weeks for them to go through the entire approval process with you. It could take a week or a couple days, right? So don't be alarmed if it's more than a week and you haven't heard anything or you haven't been approved yet. Don't be alarmed. But once you have been accepted, right, then you'll come back here and then you'll select connect. And then it's going to ask you to put your account information in, right? And you'll get this account information like your API username and password stuff. That's going to come in an email to you from Klarna. So just make sure when you get those kind of emails too, you're saving that to a special folder for your business. So you can always go back to it if you need to update anything. Okay. So again, this is where you will come in and select if you want to use PayPal or whatever other collection mean, right? To give your clients options. And this works when you give them options because everybody likes to split payments. In my mind, it's layaway with free product is what I call it because you're getting the product, but I'm paying it in payments, right? Installments. Now, one thing to know, when they do purchase via Sezzle or Afterpay or whatever, you're getting your money up front. So Sezzle and Afterpay is giving you your money up front. Your customer is working with Afterpay and Sezzle. Okay, so you have nothing to do with it if they don't pay their bill, or if Sezzle or Afterpay can't collect that money, that payment from them. That's between Sezzle and your customer. You've already received your full payment though from Sezzle. Okay, so that's just how it works within the system. So don't think you're not going to get paid for your product up front. It's not 4 payments for you; it's 4 payments for your customer. Okay, so the next, you want to go through and set up your shipping. So for my shipping, I do have my domestic and I do have international turned on as well. And I have it listed in here where I wanted to use the Postal Service
Hi,
as
I'm
the
Sarah.
calculation.
Welcome to the shipping settings guide.
So that's
Together,
not the one that I wanted. Okay, manage your shipping. Okay, so we're gonna come in here. Let's just see in here. Because you want to be able to link this to like the US Postal Service rates, right? So, all right. So here is telling you how your shipping is going to be calculated. So you can offer free shipping. I do free shipping over a certain amount. If they spend, I think on my site, it might be $75, then they might get free shipping, or $100 or something. So you can offer free shipping. You can have a rate by weight, by piece, by product, and all that kind of stuff. I use also the UPS calculated rate. So that's why it's important for you to make sure that you put the weight of your product in when you're setting up your products, right? At the bottom, make sure you put how much it weighs. So here it's asking you to at least select one of the following ways that you're going to ship your product. So I do a lot of priority, and I'll be honest with you, I also use stamps.com, and I need to stop using it because I pay a membership for them to get a discount for shipping. But I use stamps.com. So I let the customers come out here and they purchase based upon what the USPS says, right? And then I also go into stamps.com because they're going to give me a little bit more of a discount also. And I can use USPS or I can use UPS. And so I've started because, you know, when COVID hit and how the packages were just so delayed with the postal service, I started shipping a lot of my stuff via UPS. And since I have stamps.com, I get a little bit more of a discount as well. So you still want to select up here how you plan to at least ship. You're going to at least ship either first class mail or priority, right? So you can just select your first class. You can tell them in shipping your estimated delivery time with first class. I know the post office tries to say is 2 to 3 business days for first class, or maybe that's priority, but you can list like how they have in here 3 to 5 business days. You can specify that too, right? So that they know when they're selecting that shipping, I don't need to call and ask where's my product. I need to wait until at least 5 days before and then see what's going on. Okay, so you want to specify in here. And again, this is optional if you want to say something or not. Or you can select priority mail or the express. You know, those are a little bit more. You want to try and give them a break too with shipping, right? But again, the more products they purchase, then you'll give them a perk. So you purchase $100 worth of products, I'm going to pay for the shipping. So that's another thing.
So how did you get to mine says shipping and fulfillment. I don't just have regular shipping.
Let's see here. I'm going to cancel here. Okay, so when you go under your setup, right? And you selected setup shipping, and then you have shipping regions and then fulfillment services. You don't have that? Your page doesn't look like this?
I have settings, and you say, and when I go to settings, it has all of that, but it says shipping and fulfillment. And go back one more time. Okay. So we did domestic shipping settings. Okay, hold on. Settings. No, I don't see all of that. Settings, web settings, shipping.
So you have under shipping regions, domestic or international, and then there is the fulfillment down here.
Okay, so
Hmm.
No, mine's have, okay, if I click on the shipping and fulfillment, then I have domestic, international, stuff like that, but it doesn't say shipping and delivery.
So when you click on, okay,
Like
so
yours.
your shipping and fulfillment, so and how it breaks down domestic or international,
Yes.
when you click on domestic, it doesn't
Right.
open up to allow you to come in and select. how-
Okay, so it opens up and I just see the shipping and I don't see where, okay, I have the free shipping and estimate delivery.
Mhm.
And there was another page that you had up that I don't see. So I'm at this page that you at now with the region. So I'm there.
Okay.
Okay, so where you, oh my God.
I
So
drop
where
down.
you see,
So under, you see where it had like offer free shipping to your customers, and there's a drop down list. Do you?
It's
Yes.
8 o'clock.
got it.
Okay. And then I selected USPS calculated rate.
USP.
So for the postal service to calculate it,
Okay, got it.
because I want to use their scale, right?
Uh-huh.
Because if I'm going to ship via the post office, I want to
Right.
make sure everything is in tune and in line with the weight. So then I select first class mail, or again, priority, put a little description in here or whatever. I'm just going to select the first class mail. Oops. And you can have multiples too, right? Because you may want to give them options. They may want to pay more to ship something if they're in a rush. But my site is set up with, I think I have it first class, and I think I offered like UPS or something on there too. So once you select your main type of shipping, then your package, you have to select a package. So, and this is where it becomes a little tricky, right? Because we know those flat rate boxes that they sell are a certain price. So you can select custom, and then you can kind of select a dimension of how you're shipping your stuff. Okay, so with things on my site, I would select the smallest box that I have that I can put things in to ship. Not like a mug size, but like the smallest shipping box, right? I want to say there are some boxes that are like 10 by 8 by 4 or something like that. But I would put the smallest box so it can accurately kind of calculate the shipping. Even though we know that we ship in larger boxes, that's going to be based upon the multiple items that they order, okay? And that's how their shipping is going to be based upon, because you have that weight listed, how much it costs or how much it weighs, right? So say, for example, you got 10 t-shirts you're shipping, each one weighs a pound, so that's 10 pounds. So that's going to go out and look at the post service after the customer says they want to check out. It's going to go out and link itself to the post office to see at 10 pounds going to Delaware, how much is that, right? And that's what their shipping costs will be. So once you select your dimensions, and again, if you only sell t-shirts and you have this t-shirt bags, put your package name as t-shirt bag or whatever, and put the dimensions of that bag, right? And I would select the largest bag that you have for t-shirts. And then you'll enter your ship from address, and that will be your home or your business where you ship up at. Now, if in the event the post office system is down, you can select a backup setting, right? And you can tell it like the backup weight that you want to use, and or a backup shipping rate. So you might want to do a flat rate of $6.95. Although you may miss out on some money in shipping, because if they order a bunch of stuff, less than 100 to get free shipping, but say their package might be $16, you're going to pay $10 out your pocket to ship. That's only if the system is down. Now, I've been doing this and using Wix for now 3 years. I've never had a problem with the postal service system being down, but that's just backup, okay? Now, for local delivery, that's if you want to state that you want to deliver to them. So you can specify in here if you're going to charge them a delivery rate, or if you want to offer it at all, right? So I don't do local delivery. Either they come to my home to pick up or it gets shipped. I used to go out and meet people, but you think about it, you're wasting your gas money, right? Just because they don't want to pay for shipping, you're basically what you would charge them to ship is what you're paying out in gas. So I made it to where, no, you have to come to my house or have it shipped. And then local pickup. This is where you tell them where they can come pick it up. Now I will tell you, on my site, I have my home, okay? I don't have my address listed because I coordinated with them because I just don't want my address out there for everybody, right? Although people can go Google you and see where you live, but I'm not gonna make it easy for everyone. So, and then you can put language in here telling them when they can pick up. So when it will be ready, what steps it may take to pick up, right? I only allow you to come on Tuesdays and Thursdays after 5 o'clock, and we'll coordinate a time or day or something like that. So you can put all that kind of information in your pickup instructions. Okay. So once you put that in, of course, you're going to save it. Then here, if you have your own domain that you've purchased, right? So like my company is going to be 2 Beans Blanks. Well, I want my URL to have 2 Beans Blanks dot something in there, right? So here's where you can come and buy your domain name so that it can attach itself to this site. Otherwise, you can connect a domain you already own. So maybe you already have a URL that you already purchased.
Gina, can I ask, like, it's maybe, I'm sorry, maybe it's a stupid question. Like, I've looked into this before about domains and stuff like that. You have to purchase it. Is it a one-time purchase or is it like a monthly thing?
No, so you purchase, let me think now, you purchase, I think it's like $12.95 or something to purchase. I've purchased off of GoDaddy.
GoDaddy,
so to buy a new name. I want to say before, it's either this one or Shopify, where you'll get multiple options to where you want to purchase from. So you'll come out here and start typing in how you want your website to be, right? So if I just 2beansblanks.com, and then I do a search. I want to make sure first, okay, it's available. Okay, great. If I say I want to get it, now I got to upgrade my site, right? So that one, I got to tell it that basically it's a business account. And then once I upgrade, then I'm going to be able to come out here and purchase this domain all on the same screen. And it's, I want to say it's $12.95 to purchase it outright, depending upon now, the rate may be a little higher. It could be $15. I just can't remember. I just set one up last month and I think it was still $12.95. Okay, it's not a monthly fee. Now, there is a yearly fee that you will pay to keep this active, and they'll bill you. And I want to say that is either the same $12.95 or it's $19.99, something like that, a small fee. Now, when you do purchase a domain, there is a $4.95 fee. That is a monthly fee that you do pay for Wix to continue to allow you to use that domain, something like that, some kind of maintenance fee. And what I'll do is I'll log into my checkbook to see exactly what it says, right? And then I'll let you know. But it's like $4.95 that you will pay on a monthly basis. But when you first
purchase, that's a $4 for Wix for
yeah, it's gonna come through Wix, yes. But when you purchase your domain, you're outright purchasing that, and that's, like I say, $12.95. Then you're paying your Wix monthly fee, right, to have this website. So it depends on which one you want to select for your business, whether it's $30, $27, or the $59, right? And then you'll have your $4.95 monthly fee.
Okay, got it.
Yeah. So this is what you'll do. So you'll put however you think you want your business name to be, along with .com, right? Then once you select search, it'll tell you if it's available or not. And if it's not available, it'll give you suggestions of what you may want to use. Otherwise, you have to type in something else, get creative with your name. So maybe if you have something that says store, you may want to, or stores, right? You may want to put a Z at the end instead of an S or something, right? So just get a little creative too if your name that you want to use is not available. Okay, so then once you purchase your domain, then it'll take you through the rest of the steps of making sure that it attaches itself to this site. Okay, so then after that, you're basically ready to publish your site because you would have uploaded all of your products. You've come in here, you've set up your bank account. So when you come in and doing your payment method, right, and saying you want to, I didn't keep going because I wasn't ready to upgrade yet. But when you select your payment methods of accepting from credit card or PayPal or whatever, it's going to take you to another screen to where you're going to then set up your bank account information of where you want them to send your payments to. So as someone comes in and purchase, then how do you want to get paid? Where do you want your money to go, right? So all of that will be set up under your payment methods. So having your product in, your payment method set up, your shipping and all of that, you're ready to publish your site and let people know, hey, I'm out here, start purchasing from my site. But one thing we're going to do, and then also you can pay extra too to get found on Google, like a higher search with Google, right? So that Google kind of helps. So if someone says they're looking for wine glasses or something like that, because you've paid that extra money, and I think the Google one might be $4 and something too a month, or $9 or something like that. It will put you up higher on the list so that it sends people to your site when they're searching for things. Because you know how we do, we go out to Google and we search for something and it'll bring up all these other people's websites. So that's the same thing that's going to happen here if you select to set this up to get found on Google. So I will highly suggest it if it's not too much, for you to pay. I highly suggest that you do put yourself out there, right? Because you want other people, not just the customers or your friends and family that know you, you want to build customers outside too. So, like I said, at this point, you would be ready to publish your site and be ready to sell off of it. But we still have a step that we need to complete by going over and customizing your site on how you want it to display, right? So to get to that, if you go up to the very top to, I think I'm at the very top up here, right? Okay. My site. I should have an option that will say edit site. And then what's going to do is take me through to how in the beginning where you saw those like little square, the triangles trying to calculate itself up to get you to the other side. So if you select over here, edit site. And this is what I meant here. So it's just going to go through. Oh, let me get my charger. It's going to go through to get us over to be able to edit your page setup. So here is where you're going to go over and build your website homepage, right? On how you want it to display when someone goes to your website. Okay. I'm sorry, I'm just plugging in my charger so I don't conk out here. Okay. So here's where now you can get creative. So when you click on this, if you don't want this, like the words, because again, we have it saying tote because of the type of template I selected. So here, instead of saying tote, mine is going to be 2 beans blanks, right? Or however we decide to spell it. And then, so of course you can drag your boxes to make it a little wider so that everything displays. You can make this part over here a little shorter or move it over, things like that, right? As you start to get creative with creating your homepage. Things like if you have little boxes and you don't want them there, you can click it and click delete to remove, right? So You can also right click and change background colors, columns, special effects, and things like that too. Okay, as you're coming in here. Now, one thing that, remember when I was saying before, how I have under my shop, my listings, right, that shows my headings or my collections of tumblers, t-shirts, or whatever. That's where you'll design this here in here too. So if we come over to menus and pages, and I'm going to come over to site menu. Okay, we haven't flushed out from our main dashboard our collections. So what we're going to do, and you always will have, every time you every time you select to try and come out to edit your dashboard, you're going to have multiple pages that will open. Okay, so I'm just going to close some of this. I'm going to close this editor because we're going to get back here in just a second. We have our, this is what we were using earlier when I made the selection. I don't need that anymore, right? I just want to kind of cut some things out that's just cluttering up. Okay, so what you're going to do when you come over to your products, because now you want to force your collections out there so that they will appear on your website, okay? So what you're going to do, go to your collections. You're going to, I'll just double click on the actual collection type. Because you have not pushed this out to your website, you're going to have this bar at the top. So anytime you add a new collection, it will say add this collection to your store so customers can purchase from it. Okay. Otherwise, if you don't, all your products that you add is going to filter itself to your homepage. And then that's going to look cluttered. So what you'll do is select add now. Okay. And then select add now again. It's going to go through and you're going to see your little squares and triangle come back up. And again, it takes a couple minutes, right, for it to kind of move over. And the only thing I don't like about this piece of it is if you have multiple collections, I have not seen where I can push them all out at once. You have to do them one by one. And that's just the initial setup, okay? So once this opens, it's going to ask you, do you want to create a new page, meaning a new, for your collection to appear on your home screen as a link by itself, or do you want to add it underneath something, right? I always select first as it by itself, and then I move it where I want it to appear. And I'll show you what I mean by that. Okay, so here is where it asks, you want to create a new page or do you want to add it to an existing page? I always create a new page. Okay, it says flasks. So I'm just going to say create page. It'll take just a second. And you'll see it's going to try and add itself to with the you see up here where it says flasks right there. So what I do is I come over here to this third icon down here where it says menus and pages. And I go to site menu. And you see where it has flasks down here at the bottom? I just click on it. So hold on to your mouse or your keyboard, whatever you're using. Do not let it go. And you're going to pick it up and drag it where you want it. I want to put this under shop. Okay. It didn't go in there. I'm trying to attach it. Okay. All right. So you drag it under that topic. Okay. Now, when I close this, you notice that flask title up here is gone. When I come to shop, oh, You won't see it here. Let me show you. I'm sorry. Let me save this and I'm going to give you a preview. Okay. Now, so it tells me that I've saved what I've done. I'm going to select done. I'm going to publish this. And what it's going to do, now you can do a preview and see what it looks like, and then you can keep making edits and things like that. But I want to do it as a publish so that you can see what it's truly going to be like when you go to your website or a customer goes to your website. And right now, remember, we haven't really changed anything on the home page much, right? We don't have our color schemes and all that kind of stuff. But when they come out here, this is what they're going to see. So then they could select shop, and however many collection items you have, it will be under this drop-down listing. Okay. So that is how you will add all of your collections. So to do it again, right? Because again, you have to do this for each of your collections the first go round. You'll come over here to your collections. We've already added flasks. Now we're going to push tumblers out there. So even though we don't have anything under tumblers, but we're still going to push it out there. So once you go into it at the very top, because you have never published it out there on your website yet, you'll select Add Now, and then Add Now again. And while it's thinking, do you all have any questions? Is it pretty easy for you?
I mean, I feel like it's pretty self-explanatory. I mean, yeah, it takes time, but I think it's much more user-friendly than I thought it was going to be,
Right.
to be honest with you. I've stayed away from this for the longest time. I'm like, I'm not doing that.
Right. Yeah. And like I said, I like Wix. I don't like
I just wanna
Shopify.
Right.
I just want to say I agree. Or it's you make it so easy, seems so easy. I mean, I was just like, wow, okay, I understand that. Yeah, I understand that. I mean,
Yeah.
it may be just you, because you really make this seem so easy.
Well, thank
So
you.
yeah, I like it.
It definitely helps to have it like live and seeing it, because
Right.
that's how I learn it.
Right.
If you would have given me a sheet of paper and said, do this, 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 and this, I'm sure it would not have worked out the same way.
Right. Right. And two, if you're not setting
So
yours
thank
up,
you.
and you're welcome. So if you're not setting it up tonight, when you're ready to do it, we could do a one-on-one, right? And
Okay.
therefore you can walk through everything step by step and get you set up like you really want it to be. I don't mind doing that.
Okay.
And I will tell you too, like I said, when I go in, because I set up websites for other people too, and it could be because I've been doing it for a while. I can set up this whole thing in 30 minutes, right?
Right.
And it's just the cumbersome part is adding in all your pictures of your products.
Right.
But getting your base website set up, you can have that shell set up within 30 minutes, you know, so it's not hard. As you can see, it's not hard, you know, going in your first time, of course, it's going to just take you a little bit more time. But as you go in and start editing and things like that, you could be able to add your new product in within 2 minutes and bam, it's done. So every time you add, you'll save and you'll publish so that, you know, that is available for people to start purchasing. So since I wanted to add that second item or drop down listing for tumblers, again, I'm going to say create a new page for the collection and create page. Okay, so once it, okay. And so it tells me, because I don't have any products in it, that's fine. It says nothing to show right here. And you can see Tumblr's has added itself up here. So again, I'm going to come over to the third drop down over here under menus and pages, and then come up to site menu. And then my Tumblr's is listed at the bottom. So I'm just going to click and drag it. And again, I want it to be up under shop, right? So say, for example, you might want to do something alphabetical. Depends on how anal you are, or OCD, right? So you may want your F to be on top of the T, right? So you can move it around on how you want it to display in your drop-down listing. So once you have it here, and of course you close out, you're always going to do save. Now I'm just going to take you through preview so you can see how this is versus publish, okay? If I select done, because I'm now in preview, now if I select shop, now you see I have flasks and tumblers, right? So that's how you add your collections. So like I said, the very first go round, it's just a little bit more cumbersome because you have to keep going back over here to collections and clicking in the actual collection folder and forcing it out there. Now, as you're setting it or setting up all your products, if you have all your products ready, your pictures, and you're going down the line and you're adding them to your tumblers, to your flash, your t-shirts page, all that kind of stuff, as you have your pages ready, then go ahead and publish, right? Go ahead and force that collection out. Or you can just wait to the very end and start doing it one by one, but just know you have to keep coming back here and clicking in here to do publish. Okay, so that's one thing that you'll have to constantly do if you don't do it as you're setting it up. So now going back to your editor page, right? So right here, I'm going to go back to editor. I'm not going to publish anything yet, but if you had everything set up, then you're ready to publish. Once you publish, then you want to send your URL out to all your friends and family and whomever else, post it on your social media pages. Hey, my website is up and running. Go check it out, right? And to start getting you some traction to your site. Now, again, when you want to start editing, you click in the area. You can move things around. If you don't want it to be here, you can move it over to the right, to the left. When you click in, you also can start editing your fonts, the color, right, within that particular square or whatever you have also. Now, when it comes into this section here in shop, I uploaded I didn't want the pictures of my products there because I'm having everybody go through the drop-down listing. So I actually uploaded my logo to be on the page, right? And why did it go back there? I think because I clicked on one of the products. I don't want to, I think if I close that, it's gonna, okay. So here, I don't want this, right? I don't want my stuff here on the home page. So because I have it clicked on, I'm gonna hit my delete. Well, no, I don't want to delete the whole page. But here's where you should be able to remove this. Actually, I'm just going to try it again and see. You can't delete sections with shop. Okay. So let me see here. I don't want that there. Where is it that I can come back in here and change? I think it's in here. It's where I wanted to change my my main visual here. I want to put like my my picture of what you call it, my logo. I don't want these kind of items here. And let me just think where I did it at before. Where did I have that? Contact and forms. Because it's in here. Okay, I think it's right here. I'm gonna just test this for a quick sec and see. Because it looks like too, they've upgraded what they had out here before, and it's not. That's not it either. Okay, I'm gonna go into my site to see, and I'll, because we need to do a part 2 anyways to finish, to show you all the extra things that you can do too. But what you'll want to do is really design the way that you want your homepage to look when someone comes out here, right? Because there are different things that you can turn on, because you can have someone come out here and you can have a link for them to register their email address, right, on your site. So therefore, it's kind of like they're subscribing to your site. So when you want to send out mailings or emails saying, hey, I have a sale going on, you see how we get all these emails all day long in our email account, right? Where these companies are having sales or new product has arrived and they want you to come out there and see and all that kind of stuff. So there is options on building your homepage, right? So that you can have all of that. And like I say, you know, on my homepage, I have my old logo, which I'm going to end up changing that out. But, and it may be that I just got to overlay on top of this, but you also want to be able to come through each section here and complete these sections like your about, your FAQ, all of that kind of stuff. So you're telling people about yourself or your company. Let me just take you back to mine real quick. And I'll show you how I have mine. Okay, so like under my about section, it's my story. So it basically tells you why or how I created my company, right? So like I said, most of you know how I did it or why I did it, why my company name is AG Designs, because my mother's name is Ada and I call it Ada's Girl. So that's just AG, right? And when my mom passed, again, I needed something to help during my grieving process. And my mother had a love for jewelry and like jewelry, matching her purses with her shoes, all that kind of stuff. And so I started out making jewelry. And then, you know, as you join all these different craft groups and things of such, you see what other people are making. You're like, oh, I can try that. I think I can do that. So that's how I morphed into doing tumblers and t-shirts and everything else. But so what you want to do is on your about page, you want to basically kind of talk about your business, you know, talk it up. So you'll put that information in under your about. So I also talked about, you know, custom t-shirts and things like that. And I do have a brand that is called Naturally Me. And that's because I have natural hair, right? And so I have product that I have made that is of women with natural hair, that kind of thing. And so I have t-shirts out there like that. I put it on mugs and things of such. So, you know, you just talk about your brand or how you've created your site, what it means to you, all that kind of stuff. So that, you know, you want to make sure you put under your about. Under my location, what I did is, you know, I've stated where I'm located. I didn't put my address here, but then I talk about shipping, how long it normally takes. But I will tell you, when people purchase from me, I'm real anal about, okay, they've given me their money, so now I got to get that product out to them. And if it's something that I have to make that is not made, I'm making that the next day, right, from when they've purchased, because I want to get it out to them at least 3 to 5 business days to kind of beat that 7 to 10 days, right? Because you want to give them that wow factor. Oh, she said it takes 7 to 10 days, but oh my God, I got it within 4 days. Oh, I'm going to continuously shop for her, you know, that kind of thing. And then I talk about refunds here too. So you can build it however you want to, but you want to always make sure you talk to them about refunds, have that somewhere on your page, somewhere, even if it's under about or wherever. Make sure you talk about refunds, shipping, because too, when you go to apply for like Sezzle or Afterpay and all of that, they want to see on your site, because they're going to ask you for your website. They're going to go through and audit your site to make sure you talk about shipping and refunds. So make sure you have that spelled out on your website. Otherwise, they'll come back to you and tell you, I'm denying you right now because you don't have shipping information, or what if someone has to send a refund? How does that work? And I can't approve you until you update your site and we do another audit of it. So just have all your ducks in a row and ready for it, okay? And then how can they contact you, right? So I have a form set up on the site that they can fill out. Right now I use my personal cell phone as my business number too. And I think I'm gonna purchase either an additional cell phone or an additional line. I know that there's like Google Voices or something like that, where you can have another phone number and things like that for free to use, but you want to maybe keep your personal number separate from your business number too, right? So that's something to think about, because if you want to post the phone number out here, then that's truly your business number, not your personal number. So just be cognizant when you're going through and completing these. So again, you will do this under your section here. So you'll come in, this is your welcome page, and I'm going to go back through and see how I can get this stuff off, because they have changed it. Because like I said, I was able to get it off of mine, and it could be that I'm going to have to put a bigger picture and just overlay it on top, but I'll see, and I'll let you know about that. But these are all different kind of things that you can come in and edit, right? So under team, if it's going to be you and a partner, you can put that information out here too, right? Put a picture of both of y'all with a little bio or something like that. But you at least want to have about how to contact you, location, something like that, out here on your site. Okay. So with that being said, I think it's enough to get you started if you have not walked through it as well and, starting to set up your account. And then what I'll do is I'm slated to go out of town Friday to my daughter. I just hadn't made it yet. I was supposed to go to her on Monday and I didn't go this week yet. But I told her I'll try and come Friday or Saturday. If I do not go, then I will host another section or session on Friday or Saturday where we can finish and setting up, changing your colors and things like that on your homepage, getting the rest of your products in, and then going through some of these extra items over here so you'll know what they are and if you want to use anything like that. Okay. So again, hopefully this gives you your foundation, like I said, to get you started. And like I said, if you want to do a one-on-one free of charge, we can schedule a time, a day and a time. I do work a real job. I do have an 8 to 5. So if you want to do anything during the weekday, I'll say we can schedule something after 6 o'clock. Okay. And that's Eastern Standard Time. If you want a one-on-one separately. Otherwise, Saturday or Sunday, I'm free. And we can go through and set out some, time for you. And then we can go through and walk and set up your account how you want it to be.
Sounds good. You're awesome. Thank you so much. This was a lot of information.
You are
Yeah.
welcome.
Great. You're just wonderful. You really are.
Thank you.
Make it look so easy.
I'm telling you, once we get it set up, you will be like, oh my God, this is really easy. And like I said, the maintenance is really easy too, because all you're going to do is continuously go out there and add new product.
Yeah.
And that's it, and like I say, if you get sick of looking at how your website looks, because I'll tell you, for me, I change it almost every 4 to 6 months, my homepage, because I don't like to keep the same thing out there. To me, it's stale. So I like to just liven it up or change colors and things like that. So, otherwise you'll just leave it as is and just add additional product and let it go. Like I say, create you some business cards or send your URL out to everybody do the Google booster so people can find you that way too, right? So you're not just relying on family and friends. And I'll tell you, don't rely on them because you'll ask them to spread the news and they won't. So
Right.
you need the help of a search engine, right, to help you. So pay that little extra for Google. And like I said, I'll log into my checking account and I'll get all the fees, right? Because I know I pay 3 things. My monthly fee for the website, the $4.95, and then there was, I think, that Google booster or something like that. It's something else I'm paying for. So, and again, those are options, right? The extra things are options. So, but I'll let you know the
Yeah.
prices.
That'll be good information to know too, like what the expectation is per month, you
Right.
know, to
Right.
offset to make sure you have like, you know, for the business portion of it, you know?
Right, right. And
Okay.
always remember, you want to mark your stuff up at least 3 times of what you purchased, okay? So, and take into consideration the time it takes you to do it and the product that you're using. So you're using paper, ink, all kinds of stuff, vinyl, you know, so take into consideration all those costs and don't be afraid to put a price out there. We get into, oh, I only want to put a price that I think they're going to pay for. No, they will pay for what they want, right? And quality items they'll pay for. So don't be scared to create your prices. And just think too, that might not be your target audience, right? So they don't want to pay $30 for a t-shirt. Oh, well, they just won't pay for this. But there is somebody who wants your product enough that will pay the $30 for the t-shirt. So don't short yourself is what I'm trying to say. Don't short yourself on coming up with your prices and things because you'll lose out, right? Because this stuff is not cheap. So just think about that as well.
Sounds
But
good.
like I say, if I don't get it scheduled to finish it with y'all Friday or Saturday, I come back in town. I'm praying to come back in town on Sunday so I can do something like Monday evening, the latest, right? We'll get out here and finish doing the colors and all that kind of stuff on the site. Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Sounds good.
You're welcome. So until next
Thank
time,
you.
ladies, have a good
Thank
evening.
you.
All right.
Thank
You're
you.
welcome.
Bye-bye.
Okay, good night.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Girl,
Are you ready? Do you have yours set up?
girl, I got so lost because I was